Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. This is Thursday Thrills, the 48th edition, and we're going to talk about something tonight. Just our normal topics. Talk about current events as usual, a little politics and things like that. Not much going on YouTube. I've been chilling. Trying to get finished with this Brotherhood of Steel character off of Fallout. Yeah, a lot of niggas is on fire with their content. So yeah, but shouts out to Nate, but I can't even watch him tonight because I gotta do me. At least I had a dislike on that last video. I appreciate it. Somebody must be hating, but that's okay. But that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind those. I don't mind those. Y'all just motivate me to be sharper. I see. Since we're in the second, or should I say the second day of March? Now I did a pre-recording called the what you call it, the Thailand people, not Thailand people, but the Elam will do a part two next week. So it's pretty much you just gonna say, I may go. I ain't gonna do 2 hours tonight. I prefer to do this about an hour. I might end this around 9. So y'all bear with me. I will give y'all a 2 hour. I don't know. I changed my mind because tonight is not the night, but but I will give you a 2 hour. I promise y'all. I'll give y'all a 2 hour. It may be, I might have something written down because I don't know what next Thursday's gonna be like. But this Thursday tonight, I'm just gonna be chilling, just fall back. It ain't really much. I saw someone show Mr. Rucker clowning people. I mean, another one. He did an interesting job, but I'm not mad. He just another YouTuber doing his thing, but everybody's doing their thing. Trump continues to beat Biden in Poland. Man, Trump ain't running again. Y'all need to cut that nonsense out. I don't think he's gonna run either. But if Trump's running, he ain't gonna win. No, ain't nobody gonna pick him. People can and bitch and complain about Poland. They ain't go sit down. They ain't go sit down. Can't be racist against you, white boy. Half white Gen Z explodes. Oh, I gotta see that by Odin's man. Yeah, I gotta see that. Man, this fucking clown. I don't know why people support him. But that's okay. I know niggas support him, they love him. But we ain't gonna mention his name on this channel no more. We already call him the so-called enigma, but the clown. But man, they going in on Leonard, man. Leonard's okay, but most people don't trust the man with blue stripe. They don't. They don't. They don't. I mean, this is gonna be a wild stream, but I'm not gonna go too crazy. But I'm gonna leave that man alone. I'm gonna leave that man alone. I mean, I don't bother him. I don't be on the stream with each other. I'm gonna tell you a story about him. 2 years ago, I've been on a panel when I was cool with Sheila E. At the time we had a fallout, right? I've been on a panel with him like twice on there. Interesting cat though. He's hilarious. Even when I watch him live on GMT's channel, and then also in the playback, this dude is hilarious, bro. Like that nigga be drunk like every 2 or 4 seconds. He always talking about that FICO score. And they can talk about that FICO score, man. Like that FICO score. I'm like, what the hell is this nigga talking about? And I'm just like, man, I don't know about these niggas, man. Like they be saying some off the wall ish. Try not to say the other word, but YouTube sister, you can't be saying all them foul language. You gotta have some syllables in your word. You gotta have some syllables in your word. Yeah, and shouts out to Album Preaching, and I just gave a like to APTV talking about men approach me all the time. Yeah, I that's in the community. Let me tell you, that thing need to shut her ass up. Ain't nobody fucking you. Ain't nobody have intercourse with you. They ain't sling that pain in you. Men scared of I'm like, ain't nobody listen to you. You decent, but ain't nobody listen to you. Yeah, it is. It is corny. Shouts out to Tampa, but yeah, it is corny. It is corny. It's very corny. But yours truly, y'all support three syllable. He do it too. That shit is corny, man. Like I understand people get drunk, but I don't do that shit. I don't do that. That's what suckers, man. Like anybody that do that is you lost my respect for etiquette on conversation. You know, you can't be doing that. Now I have some drunken people on the panel. Yeah, I had a few. I'm guilty of it too, but and not no more. Besides Benny Chase, he's all right, but he always high and drunk all the time. But that's him. But everybody else, I can't have that. That shit was shut down, you know. But y'all gotta understand that's the type of stuff that you gotta live with. I'm just I'm just the type of person that I have my priorities too. But you gotta understand a lot of times people are gonna act crazy on these panels all the time. That's just the norm. Like I try not to be strict or anything. I try to be fair, you know. But the people that people ask me what I block, they're trolls. They were trolls. From my past, probably this beginning of this channel, and then I just had a lot of heat coming at my way. You know that happens, and certain people I didn't like. Y'all didn't do all the blocking. I always do it on other channels and stuff. But do I block on everybody's channel like as a mod? No, I never did that. I timed people out a few. I admit mines, but I'll tell you this. I didn't do that over whack because I wasn't there all the time. Most of the time I'll be in the clouds watching. Sometimes I'll be doing me and doing content. I'm too busy doing other things. You know what I mean? Because trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with this platform. But I'm glad I have this channel. I'm glad I kept it under wraps. But that part one, I'm gonna explain what I did in part one. Part one, I was talking about the Eastern culture of that. You know, it didn't get that much views, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. And I know someone probably gave me this. Like, it could be somebody from another community. You know, I get haters a lot, but it comes up in view. But when we do part two of that, we're gonna talk about the fourth part of Elam, and the fifth part we're gonna go in depth more. It's a little longer. We see the pictures and things like that, but it's don't worry. It's just it'll come back to me. But the views don't really matter. But it'll grow in time. You know that's how I operate. But yeah, that's the only one I have. Yeah, this one for now. This is like my second. My first one was gone by a sting op. I ain't gonna get into that. I told y'all a story a bunch of times what happened in my first one, and they hit us back. I would say about 11 years ago. So I remember shit like that. So y'all wasn't around when YouTube was barely the thing. It was it, and you didn't have these live streams. It was lit then. The views was straight. Since commercials and advertisement and mainstream media destroy YouTube. I've been telling y'all this 2 years ago. That's what killed YouTube. I already know what killed it. This is like the epicenter of it. Now, some people say Rumble's being popular. That's because people that's come from YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok, they're gonna flood Rumble. These are the people that was rejected those communities, but they're gonna be superstars over there. And a lot of people say they ain't gonna be superstars. Yeah, they are. They're gonna make some real content. And it's really sad that you can't say what you want on YouTube because YouTube has been done. I ain't doing that for money. They said you could do this, but it ain't the same. Because if you do it for money, you're censored all the time. They'll hit you with everything. So you got to be careful by saying stuff when you're getting paid. They're gonna shut your ass up and have you folded up like a chicken. They don't care, man. It's gonna get to a point. Y'all gonna learn from this. Y'all gonna learn from this. See that pre-recorded. At least I got a couple of likes on it. It's gonna grow. That what I did the other day. That was a pre-recorded. I'm gonna do that again. I recorded on that day, but not on that day Wednesday. But I dropped it, set it on Wednesday. That's all. I told y'all what I was gonna do Wednesdays. Do those every now and then, or political talk or whatever. But we will talk about Elon again. I'm gonna break down the history and my thoughts of it and let y'all hear my perspective, what I think about his research. His research is good. And I was looking at this back in the day, and people laughed at it because it wasn't popping. Now it's popping because people's watching stuff. So we're gonna talk about a lot of things. We're gonna talk about I don't want to talk about Hannibal again. That's I already do that. I got books to back it. See it's factual what's going on, and then has durable and stuff. I already done beat that topic up. So now we're gonna talk about what's really going on. Yes, yes, yes. Things going on. People acting crazy. Celebrities acting usual. And Michael B. Jordan. Let me tell you something about Michael B. Jordan, or should known as Justice from NBA 2K17. If y'all ever play that game, 2K17, he always going to be Justice to me. Even though he plays in everything in movies and stuff, he's always going to be Justice in NBA 2K17. He's ruined on the internet. He's a meme. He's a whole meme right now in the 2K community. He's a meme. And it's really sad that I don't understand why people just get caught up. It's just I don't understand. It's just like, then and someone say he had a bully that bullied him. I don't think she was a bully. She's just probably some harlot that didn't like him, like a lot of these dudes in high school, they love these symmetrical hoes, man. Or whores or harlots crying about such and such. And that's just crazy. So they are making a Fallout 5. I didn't know that. But that's just think about a Fallout 5. They said to be determined or TBA or something like that. Oh my God. So they are coming out with a number 5. So the first one, okay, hold on. Yeah, they made Fallout 3. Down the first two Fallouts, it was by Interplay and Black Isle. I did not know that. Bethesda's known for creating Doom, Rage, and all the other games they made, and Wolfenstein. And they also bought the franchise Fallout back in probably 2008. That's very interesting. I just found that out. Even though them and Obsidian is merged together now, Obsidian did create New Vegas. I do know that, but they also partners with Bethesda. By the way, Bethesda makes the Shelter Pinball, and he also made 76. So they did make 76 in 2018. That's the one that everybody complained. I'm gonna get that game for myself and see if it's all right. The only reason people hate 76 is the bugs and glitches. That's it. But outside of it, it's not a bad game. I will definitely get that one. That'll probably be my next game. And then I'll get Vegas. I gotta get them on this though. I gotta make some room. I might try 76. I might try 76. I like Vegas though. That's you know, I'll see. Vegas is cool too, but it's long. It's a long ass game, but I gotta make some space. Games, if I'm not playing, I'll make some space. I gotta see how big, because they got a lot of DLCs. I gotta see how many DLCs they got. I'll make some room. I done played all the Mafia games, but I'm gonna stick with Fallout 4. But I'll probably get 76. I'm gonna get Fallout 76. It's a backstory to number 4. I can always come back to number 4. I'll get Vegas on another console. A lot of people think it's remastered and things like that, but that's somewhat on topic, but it's a little off topic. But I'm just looking at this for now. But Fallout, damn, they expanded. I might have to look at this later. Yeah, I might have to look at this later. Yeah, let me see what's going on in the news. It ain't much on the news. I don't even watch news like that because it's too much distraction. Esau done damn near destroyed everybody. But that Michael B. Jordan's popping on the celebrity news. Okay. Jury in Alex Madarov murder trial begins deliberations. House of Ethics Community open inquiry into George Santos. Okay, ain't much. California winter storms bring heavy snow. Newsom declares state of emergency. Oh my God, they ain't used to that snow. That's Northern Cal. Yeah, and the rest of Cal, they ain't used to that. They say that's global warming. No, it ain't. That's climate change. Stop saying global warming. There's no such thing as global warming. You always say global warming. It's nuclear. You'll always have wild stories. It's called climate change and weaponry and war. The so-called white man's world is collapsing. Our world is gonna sweep it on through, and the earth is gonna fix itself, heals itself all the time. They don't need people. Earth is the atmosphere and the environment. Period. But the people that's in it makes the world. Okay, that's what world is. And most people say, I remember them niggas used to say it's 16 definitions, which is true. Yes, it's 16 definitions. World ain't what people think it's the entire. They so ignorant and don't know what world means. World means a lot. So we ain't gonna get into that. Yeah, Greece train crash, 57 people confirmed dead as a public anger grows. This is on the BBC. Wow, this is some crazy stuff. Let me make sure ain't no buzzes. Reuters. Let me get back to it. Let me get back to it. Let me get back to it. I'm gonna go Greece in the train. Uh, Greece in the train. Go. Okay. I'm gonna big up the screen. Okay. Greece train crash. 57 people confirmed dead as public anger grows. Okay. By Nick Beak and Larissa and Karen Armstrong in London. Okay. Death toll from Tuesday's train crash in Greece has increased 2 to 57, and the coroner has told to the BBC, but the Eleni Zagagaludou, one of the 10 coroners working on the investigation, said DNA has been taken from 57 intact bodies. A government minister said atrocities during Greece's economic crisis and the 2000s had contributed to the lack of an investment in the railways. Rail workers held one-day strike on the Thursday following disasters, blaming the government neglect. More than 2,000 people protest for a second day in Athens and Thessalonica. Okay. Athens and Thessaloniki shocked by the disasters near the city of Larissa. We are angry at the company, at the government and past governments that did nothing to improve conditions in Greek railways, said prisoners Stavros and Nitis in Athens, right? Rescue workers are still going through the burning at the buckles and carriages. Carriages and searching for victims. But this was the most difficult moment. Rescuers of Konstantinos and Animism told Reuters new agencies because instead of saving lives, we have to recover bodies. But a passenger carrying 350 people collide with a freight train just before midnight on Tuesday after they end up on the same track, causing the front carriages to burst into flames. Railroad workers' strike began of 6 o'clock to local to 4 o'clock GMT time, okay, and hitting the National Rail Service subway in Athens. But many in Greece see the crash as an accident, but has been waiting to happen. The union blamed successive governments' disrespect towards Greek railways for leading to the tragic result. But during a visit to the hospital where relatives of the missing have gathered, Zorapidi, Greece's deputy minister of the health, and told BBC that the investigating in the rail network has been made more difficult by the Greek debt crisis around 2010. No, it's 2010, most people say, or 2010, which led to drastic austerity measures. And I remember that austerity measures exchanged for financial rescue during the 2011 before Occupy Wall Street, but we ain't gonna get into that. By the EU and the International Monetary Fund, IMF, of course. Of course, things should have been done during these years, but as you remember, Greece faced a big economic crisis more than 10 years, which is true. 10 to, I'll say about 13 years if you want to count. It's 11 years right now, so that's 2012, 2012. That's 11. 2011 is 12. 13 years. 13 years ago this happened, but we're going to read the rest. more than 10 years, but it's actually 13 years because, they deal with it a long time with these railways. It's a combination. Greece is still messed up and ain't nobody going to travel there. It's nice to visit, but I wouldn't travel there when they got. She said the wide investigation would take place, which she promised would provide answers. Spokesman Giannis Anonymous, Anonymous or something like that. Anonymous also said that chronic delays in implementing rail projects were rooted in the distortions, but in the country's public sector going back decades. Okay, so it's like pretty much they showing you Thessaloniki, Thessaloniki, and Larissa in Greece, all the way to Athens. It's a mess right up in here. That's what these places there was talking about, and the train crash is right here. It's kind of wild. So that's going on in Greece. It's a freight train. The look of it up in Larissa, they had it right there in Larissa, and the passenger train in Thessaloniki, or something like that. Yeah, not Thessalonians, what most people say. That's we don't believe in that over here. We believe in the Torah, but we don't go over that. But Thessaloniki, Niki, or something like that. That's interesting name. Wow. It's interesting name how you pronounce it in Greece, but the Greek language would just say Arabs created that, but the original Greek language, that's a whole nother story. I talked about that on my pre-records. But yeah, it's not much, it's not much on the news, but it's just like I've seen so much worse than that. It's just like you gotta understand something. Like that's the news. The news is just gonna be crazy. But you see all the wild stuff that's going on. But yeah, but the wreckage going on in Greece, man, it's really sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. Ravens Jackson saga getting worse. Talks between Baltimore and Lamar Jackson have improved as a period taking things happening is coming to a close. Oh shit, man! Come on, Lamar. You gotta you gotta hang in there, man. You gotta give them Ravens a Super Bowl, please. That team is yearning for a Super Bowl. You gotta stop BNSing, man. Yeah, it's just like you know, I try not to highlight some programs, but yeah. But y'all gotta understand, man. They trying to say he's having problems. Well, then don't be tripping. Don't be tripping. Mystery guessing game. Who is dumb in the cans? Okay, fighters on his little note. Yeah, the art of trolling. He said the art of trolling. Shouts out to Todd City for that. He stole that from me. He stole that from me. The art of trolling in words. He stole that from me. He stole that from me. Shouts out to him for that. The art of trolling. Did I come up with that? Did I come up with that? The art of trolling. Yeah, yeah. I come up with that. I come up with that. Let me go find it. Let me go find my playlist. I came up with that. I came up with that. He been art of trolling. He got that from me. He got that from me. He got that from me. The art of trolling. He got that from me. He got that from me, man. Y'all act like he didn't get that. That's I came up with that concept. Art of trolling. Because I'm the one that said that. Damn. Why? See, on the phone, it's easy on the computer. But on the phone, it's like, yeah, show all. See, I don't like see the only thing downside about a cell phone, they don't it's just one dimensional for me. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, let me scroll down. me see. Post Thanksgiving. Art of trolling. Yeah, my stories and experience. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. See, he got that from me. He got that from me. And then I did a part two, didn't I? I did a part two. And I was like last year, right? I think I did a part two. Because January, I was a month ago. That's last one. Okay. Sunday Daily. That's the fourth one. Tyree Nichols. Okay. Yeah, I'll put that up there. End of era. Yep. 5 months ago. I did that 5 months ago of last year. Final part conclusion of part two. I did a part two to that, and it was decent. See, niggas been listening. Of N words, art of trolling. He got that from me. He got that from me. There's no way. There's no way he's doing a stream about that. He got that from me. Oh man, but it is what it is, man. Yeah, it's the art of trolling of certain individuals. People do it all the time. They soft trolling is king. Okay. Soft trolling is king. When I troll these niggas, they get emotional, bro. They get emotional like flies, man. It's just like it's a beautiful thing. And they act like they above it all. I say, dude, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not above it all. No, you're not. No, you're not. But shouts out to Classic Ruby. She had a video. I ain't gonna say the R word. I'm just gonna put a V on it. I call it vape. Y'all use the G and it has the word the R in it, but we ain't gonna get into that. We're gonna say vape. Talking about sexual vaping, but we ain't gonna get into that because she did a video. It was years ago, and she did good on camera. She did good, but shouts to the Class Ruby. But when I saw that article was BS that she said, and it was hilarious when that woman was trying to accuse people for this stuff. But they've been doing that since, and she did this, I believe, 2017. I believe. See, I wasn't doing content then. I was in the workplace and heard people saying all types of stuff, getting dudes jammed, especially in the workplace that I worked at. See, I witnessed that. So I seen it. So the stuff y'all talking about, I seen it up close. Now it's getting worse because people looking at it sideways. Now, but shouts out the legendary Wacky World of O. He said about the unemployment people's leaving the workforce, the males. I haven't touched that yet. I might touch that up this coming up Sunday, the start of next week. I may talk about that. Because this could be serious, and we may have to look at statistics. We may gonna have to look at it for what I think is. It's a combination of a lot of things, but we got to see the big picture of it. One thing I can say about it, you understand that this stuff is going to matter. A lot of things that people are going to say, it's a combination of what's going on. You see it on YouTube and other things, Rumble. Men are showing their actions by doing this stuff. This stuff is very real. This is very real, okay? The stuff we're dealing with right now, and the wasteland culture is still here and we're still prospering. But as men, you got to understand this is the stuff we got to deal with. Okay. The stuff that we see is inedible, inedible that we're here. So I'm not tripping off of what's going on right now. Because the stuff I see right now, y'all, I've been saying this to y'all for 2 years. That just get prepared for next year. 2024 is going to be a different year. This stuff will be gone, on a live stream tip. I'm not going to live stream as much. That's why I'm cutting it short. I will say this year, and I'll do some, in the summer, but not as much. I'm gonna be rare, and then I'm just gonna do recording. You're not gonna see me live as much, but in the Thursday Thrills thing, that's gonna come to a close. I may do Thursday morning streams. I'll do that and cut it short, and that's pretty much it. So it's like Thursday is Thursday. You're gonna see for what it is. But this series had done took a toll. But I'm gonna find something else to do. But but these streams were good because I was trying to flush them out for the years of Star of content so I can enjoy it. But me, I'm just gonna look at it and just start pre-recording more Next year, same thing because it's getting limited on here. Yeah. It is a good yo. He said I had to abort Fallout 4 for Hogwarts Legacy, but I've not given up the Fallout 4 altogether. It's still a good game. It is. It's good on PC. If you want to mod that game, do it on PC. Don't do it on console because it'll crash it. I'm playing the game without mods on my Xbox, Xbox One S right now. But if I get the Series X, I'm getting the same Fallout games, probably 4, 76, and Vegas. I might get those three and try Fallout 3. I don't know. Because I do like the Fallout series, but I'm glad I'm playing it right now. I'm playing what's this quest called? I'm playing. It's called The Big Dig. The Big Dig is about the strong room with Bobby. I'm in Good Neighbor right now, but we're trying to rob what's his name, Hancock, the ghoul. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Dude is crazy. Yeah, I didn't care for Hogwarts. It's a good game, but that ain't for me. I don't play games like that. I play games like this I'm playing right now and others. I had to give Fallout a try, and I played it. I played this game since January. My first playthrough, I sided with the Railroad. They're a clandestine group, right? The Railroad believes synthetic humans are people. That's their philosophy. Don't ask. They don't care about the people in the Commonwealth. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn, right? But you got four factions to choose from. But to be honest with you, I like the Railroad's Radiant Quest better than the Minuteman. The Minuteman's annoying. We'll talk about Preston in a little minute. In a couple of minutes, we're gonna talk about his bitch ass. I cannot stand Preston. He says the settlement needs your help. Everybody trolls him on Fallout. I just subscribed. What's his name? The biggest YouTuber that talks about Fallout and lores is Oxhorn and a few other people. But Oxhorn knows they said they be trolling Preston hard. Nobody likes the Minuteman. Nobody. A lot of people they say they love the Minuteman. Nobody likes the Minuteman. Nobody likes the Minuteman. Minuteman is the most sorriest group of all time. I understand people love them, but they the sorriest group of all time. But I believe the Minuteman is just it's too one dimensional, like most people say. But then when I played it, the first playthrough, the Institute was nice. I was thinking about joining them with my first playthrough, but then I realized, nah, they too crazy. They're my second favorite faction, even though they're a villain group, but I like the Institute because they deal with science and all that stuff. My number one favorite group out of all is the Brotherhood of Steel. That's the one I'm playing right now with this character. I named this one Nate. The other one's named Phil. He's a railroad character. They're like my third favorite because of the stealth, the weapon play, and all that stuff. My issue with them, they care about these synthetic humans, these android-like robots with a synth component in their head. That's my issue with them. They're a little one-dimensional, but they have issues of defending it. Now the DLCs is okay. I do like the Nuka World DLC better than Far Harbor. Far Harbor is nice. The only thing I hate about Far Harbor, you got too many choices how they end it. I chose the Children of Adam, even though they're crazy. They give you all the cool stuff. Far Harbor, not so much. You know what I mean? But yeah, but this is my Brotherhood of Steel character is going to be more evil than Phil. We know Nate is the sole survivor of the character's name, but I chose to name him different. But this one is good with the Brotherhood of Steel. I'm going to try their whole quest line and their Radiant quest and then try to beat the game with them and get some tips on how to do the search and destroy. I don't care. I already done beat Far Harbor. I just want to just go crazy. Yeah, it's Reach. Yeah. It's very rich. Yeah, it still is. I still like them. At first, people hate the Brotherhood of Steel, but I understand why people pick them now. They got the cool stuff. Even though they're weak as a group. At the end, if you pick the Minutemen or whatever faction, yeah, they're weak. They're easy to beat down, but the thing is, they're tough if you don't get on them early. See, Brotherhood comes strong. They kill everybody. They just neutralize everybody, kill and destroy. But you got to understand something. Brotherhood of Steel understands two things. They have a philosophy. They say, "A machine's a machine." You know, Maxon is crazy. He's a fanatic. But Paladin Dance, what's so effed up about him dying? It's just like he's the only companion. You got to max out his affinity perk, and once you do that, he's gone. You got to get him up out of there. I ain't did that yet. See, I'm still on the side quest, and then we're going to main quest. So I'm gonna do Far Harbor later instead of rushing it like I did on my other playthrough. I'm gonna save that until I get to like level 50 or something, and I'll do Far Harbor with Nick and everything else. I'm gonna try to take Nick Valentine with me, and they go into Far Harbor. Hell yeah, Nick is solid. Period. Nick is solid. He's solid. And that's how I'm gonna look at it. But dog meat, the dog, he's got a hell of a pursuit. He's in my top 3 as Cabane too. I already got my top 5. A lot of people don't like Ida. This is one dude I watched early today. He didn't like Ida. Ida's cool if you build her right, like an Assaultron. She's actually good. She's in one of my top 5s. You don't need an affinity perk for that one. That companion, she's durable. The Mechanist Quest, I did that last night. I did that last night. I did the Mechanist Quest last night. I did that last night and beat that and did very well. Found all the parts before I did build a robot like Jezebel. Jezebel was annoying because when I first played through, I had a hard time building that, find those components. But when I finally went to those components, I finally built a robot. Now, this one I'm doing right now, I had to fight everybody in Diamond City and free the guy because last time I did it, I didn't have no problems. This time they attacked me. I guess the way I was standing or whatever, but we ain't gonna get into that because this is a Brotherhood of Steel character that I'm dealing with right now. But I said a couple of streams, like up in the early hours, I said I would try 76 versus Cyberpunk, the one that people hate the most. I'm just gonna try 76 at the moment. But then again, let's talk about the Minuteman. The Minuteman, they're nice as a starting faction. The only thing I hate about them is their settlement quests. Their settlement quests are really garbage because those people will stay in the same level. It's actually like you got to defend them. My advice, if you want to side with the Minuteman, make sure you have a lot of weapons for yourself, not just for them, but give them pipe weapons. My advice, give them pipe weapons and give them some 38 bullets, period. No matter what it is. Make sure they have 38 bullets. Make sure it's a lot, okay? When you're dealing with their settlements. Like, each settlement needs a lot. I recommend just giving them that. Weapons is not a thing, but it's really like what's going on, TC Killer? What's going on, Tyrone? What's going on? But always give them that. But one thing I learned about the Minuteman, they just terrible. Like the Minutemen I respect reading about in school, the ones that are revolutionary, they solid. But these guys in the future of Bethesda, knowing them, that's a shame that Bethesda put them in there. Like, oh, you got to side with the Minuteman. The Minuteman is lame, bro. The only thing good about them is that castle. You build up the camp. That's it. And then building them up, they still going to be a boring game. So if you want to go that route, you might as well join the railroad. They're similar. The only difference with the railroad, they don't have the much numbers. They're weaker than the Minuteman, but they can be strong because of you. You can make them a strong agency. The downside with the railroad is they focus on synthetic creatures. That's my issue with them. Minuteman, they too stretched thin. Yeah, they got the numbers, but they're not a good group. But they're good for the people. They're like a militia group that's historic to Massachusetts. The problem with the Minutemen, in this game, they just one dimensional too. Way worse than the railroad. I see why people chose them 3: Railroad, Institute, and in the Fallout community, and they also choose Brotherhood of Steel. The only reason people pick Brotherhood of Steel is the power armor. Every power armor you get, keep it. Keep all the pieces and keep it. That's what I'm learning doing now. But when I had Creation Club for the first time, I tried this last month with my other save, the field save with the railroad. Awesome. Now it's carried over with my new save with Nate, and I'm telling you, it's okay. Fallout 4 straight. It's one of my third favorites because of the settlement builds, and then also you got the Raider settlement builds. You got a lot of good stuff. But 76 is good. But I heard Vegas is the best one. Most people say I like Vegas. I'm gonna try that one out too. Those are two I will try. But Fallout 3, everybody loves that game. That's in my top 5 too. That's a good one too. I haven't played it, but it's on my Xbox. That's just how it is. Yeah, man. Like those games, Bethesda make. I think they make Doom. They make the Rage series. I talked about this 2 years ago, and also talked about what other game? I grew up on Doom because they did create Doom and Wolfenstein. I played the first one on arcade, and I had the second game on PC years ago on the disc. I didn't use no mods. I was a kid back then playing that. Doom 2 was something else. I had Doom 2 and Duke Nukem 3D. I believe I had those two games for PC. I was a PC gamer way back then before I had the PlayStation. So I know about PC. Y'all can ask me anything. Yeah, Fallout Vegas is good. It's probably the best of all the Fallout series because of the lore. A lot of side quests. It's made by the Obsidian, but even though Bethesda published it for them, but it's a solid game. Fallout Vegas is good. It's pretty good. It reminds you of Rage 1, graphics wise, but I think they improved on that. But Fallout 76 is their newest title since 2018. That's a backstory to the fourth game and all the Fallout games. A lot of people try to say, is that canon? I said, yeah, it's talking about the Enclave, the birth of the Brotherhood of Steel and all that stuff. Now, the Institute is a barbaric group, but they're right in the center of the ruins. The Institute use teleportation. They have your boy laid out ready to dominate. They was waiting on you versus any other faction. Brotherhood is probably the second. They said they don't need them. That's a lie. Paladin Dance didn't think so. They need all the help they can get because the Brotherhood is stretched in too. There's different branches of them around in the U.S. of the post-apocalyptic world. But if you think about your character, he has the skills to be part of that. He used to have a military background. The other one was a lawyer if you picked a woman. It's no difference to me, but the Railroad is a clandestine group. Just keep that in mind. They're gonna save synthetic humans. That's their goal. Institute wants to dominate technology, but keep everything in check. They want to remain evil and powerful. They clandestine too in a way, but they're really gonna preach their message. Depends on what you say in the message with Father, like the radio beacon you got to set in Diamond City. If you do all their quests, I did their quests on the other game file with Phil, my railroad character. So what I did was I set up that message beacon and sent a message from the Institute, and that's standard. And you're the new director. That's a cool thing. The only downside, you got to build them up too, like the Minuteman. But here's the thing: the Institute wipes out everybody. If you want an evil playthrough, join them and then do the Nuka World Raiders. That's the only way to make sense. Or the Brotherhood of Steel. See, doing it with the Minuteman, you got to kill everybody. That's the downside with them. That's a faction that I don't really care for. Because at first I did, and I realized, man, I can't stand the Minuteman. I can't help him wherever. A settlement needs your help. See, this fool, Preston God, this dude's a bitch. He can't even defend himself. Why don't he lead the Minuteman? But this nigga, and at first, it's disrespectful what Bethesda used the term Garvey, trying to make fun of Marcus Garvey. We already know what that is, revolutionary. This nigga trying to be Marcus Messiah Garvey. Stop it. Stop it. You're not him, nigga. He got that laser musket. I'm like, this dude is a clown. He's a meme all over the Fallout community. Everybody cannot stand Preston. I see why. He's decent, but he's a coward. He can't even defend his own self. Like, dude, you got one of the powerful weapons in the game, the laser musket. You can modify it to a certain degree, but you're weak. The Minuteman is a bunch of clowns. They mean well saving the Commonwealth, but it's a bygone age. It's a bygone age. I don't hate nobody siding with the Minutemen. If y'all play Fallout 4, if you side with the Minutemen, that's fine. That's a decent faction to care about the Commonwealth. My issue with them is they weak. I have to be evil on this one. This one I said, you know what? I'm choosing Brotherhood of Steel Institute. That's the only two that makes sense. If they're talking about text and sense and stuff. My third choice, I hate to say it, I like the Railroad. The Railroad group has Radiant Quest, but one thing I like about them, they don't care about no Nuka World Raiders. They don't care about all Raiders. They care about the ones that try to harm them and killing Simps. That's it. I did those quests. But outside of that, they don't really care about the people. Just like the other three. They don't care. It ain't about the numbers they have. It's do they care about the content? They don't care. And they let you know about that. So that means the Raiders do what they want. You know what they care about? Them three care about? Military checkpoints and assets. That's all they care about. Institute, same thing. Assets. It's property. Institute lay the territory. If they wipe out two factions, that means they rule the Commonwealth. And get rid of the Minuteman. And most people don't like the Minuteman because of the reputation, even if you try to build it up. They can control that fort or that castle. Well, we ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole nother, topic on that. But Fallout is known for post-apocalyptic games and futuristic stuff. That's their thing. That's their stick, and that's what they're selling. So I'm not really surprised what's going to happen. But you gotta understand that's the world we live in. But wasteland culture is here, man. Like you see this all the time, and people get caught up on a lot of things that's happening in the world. And I had to tell you, when you talk about wasteland culture, man, you got to talk about dudes learn how to survive. And this game exposes all the damn nations. Like when the bombs fail, everybody's using bottle caps, or should they say Nuka Cola bottle caps based on Coca-Cola bottle caps. If that's more valuable, I don't know what is. That's some wild stuff. And they know how to add money on it. And it's pretty much like I don't see why people just gonna care for like the people like that. But when I look at those factions and I saw some videos and people's thoughts, they said most of them are crazy. But then they said Brotherhood's a good one to choose. A lot of people, Oxhorn likes the Brotherhood. Everybody's got saves off this game. I told you this game was popular back in 2015, along with Witcher 3 and other games. Mad Max, I didn't like Mad Max. I thought that game was trash. Too much Smash Mouth for me. But this game, if you want post-apocalyptic, get the Fallout games. That's what I'm gonna start to stick with from now on, and some open world that has that too. Evil West, I play Evil West. I played that. It's a B+ game. It's not bad. I played it. I got some trophies off of it. Evil West is solid. It's solid in my book. I played on the Xbox. People just ask me, "You play Evil West?" Yeah, Evil West is straight. I got DLCs and everything. It's straight. It's straight with me. But you see this all the time. Like most of these games, like they have some history. But that's a little bit I'm talking about. But I was talking about the Fallout series, and I think Fallout is solid, man. Like this series is very, very, very solid, very solid, very solid. I just don't understand why people don't give them a chance. But anyways, when I think about that series, like I mean, this series is hilarious too. A lot of stuff you can have situations, but when Fallout came out, man, the first ones those years ago, they came from PC. That was different. Seen the names before years ago, but you gotta understand that's the type of stuff that you see all the time, and then you just see what it is. He said that shit pissed me off. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. It does. It does. But Preston does get killed by the Institute, I believe. I think I say he don't die, but I believe he dies, or if he's alive or whatever. I don't know how the Institute do the Minuteman. Depends on who you side with. We'll see. And I just want to see because I'm researching on this game too, so I can move on from it, and then I'll try to do 76 because they ain't got a lot of DLCs. They probably got a lot of Creation Club too. Man, I gotta see how much space I'm willing to take. $76 is just that's what people hate the most. But Vegas is good too. New Vegas is probably it's before Fallout 4. But that's the stuff that you'll see all the time. But you see a lot of games people get caught up on dealing with the stuff that they're seeing in the future, and they got messages in them. Most of the stuff I hear, besides we talk about women all day, most people do. Well, who cares? They ain't studying y'all. Y'all ain't getting your life right. So yeah, I've been chilling playing this. I'll play something else eventually when I get done with this character, and I'm gonna try to move on from it. Try another Fallout game if I have enough space. And if I try Fallout 3, they said Fallout 3 is pretty good. And I bet it is. Bet it is. Bet it is. And the DLCs they got in this game is solid too. My personal favorite of the DLCs that I like, it's not just the house like Neo Flats and that place downtown where the mutants are in Boston. What else they got? It's a lot of stuff. We ain't gonna get into it, but that's a whole nother topic on that. It's pretty much the same. But it's solid. It's it's very solid. But these games, they just keep you going, just kill time and all that other stuff. But I do other things outside besides the video games. But we don't get into that. But anyways, yeah, man, just the train crash in Greece, that's some serious shit right there. People get uh gone and deceased over that. I'm just saying it for what it is. Like, man, that railroad stuff is just it's crazy. But I ain't talking about the one in the game. We're off of that. But the railroad in Greece, I mean, that's the accident. It's very common, man. People losing it out here. They losing it. They are so losing it out here. So then again, you just see people coming up and just expound on what's going on. But I'll say it like this: mostly, I'm seeing for what it is. I'm just saying it for what it is. You know, it's been solid. It's been solid. It's been solid. But it's a lot in this game, a lot of lore and stuff. And my skill level with him is just. I'll show you. I want to tell you what perks I got for him. I put all my points into charisma, and intelligence is probably like my second. My third is strength, of course, perception. I'm gonna max them out really, and I'm trying to max out agility and luck. I kind of maxed out luck and agility before. On my other profile with Phil, I have strong back. I have all that stuff. I don't get all the lock picking and the max terminals. Those are important. I've always get those, and then I got the science, and science is under intelligence. Once you get a lot of those, you got it made. I'm trying to get the nuclear physicist. That's the one I'm gonna get and focus on that. Once I get that, I'm gonna get those, and then I'll have a lot of fusion cores. Get that Gatling laser. There's a way to get that. Get the nuclear physicist. That's a good perk, and then your ammo won't run low on fusion cores. Fusion cores I got is 39 right now. I'm about to get 40. I started out like 7 through 15 playing it. with fusion cores. I found one before I met Preston. I didn't do that one on my playthrough. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I did something totally different. I knew what it was before I saw those videos that people always said, yeah, I already knew about it my second playthrough. Not my second playthrough, but I already knew about it on my first playthrough. But at the time I didn't know it was behind Red Rocket. So yeah. Yeah, this game's solid, man. Like the whole series is solid. There's a lot of good games out there. I didn't realize Bethesda got so many good ones. I was like, well, damn. I did play Metro. That's based off of a book. We may have that in the future if Russia keeps threatening people. There it is. There it is. Whoop. There it is. Whoop. There it is. Fortunately, y'all, I can't do the 2 hours, man, because I'm kind of a little drained. So if I was up to par next Thursday, I probably should do 2 hours. I'm gonna be talking about something else. But this is just like a chill stream, because this is more like we're seeing where we at. I talk a little politics there and then current events and what we saw about that train crash in Greece. Sad recipes to those, but it's just and that's what you have to have. But anyways, man, it's been real, man. It's been real because I'm just waiting on I'll talk to y'all like 2 more minutes. When it's out, I'll tell y'all 2 more minutes because basically I'm just looking at it like this, like because next year it's gonna be a wild one. And politics is on the fire right now. So you got candidates going out the wazoo saying this person ain't this person ain't that, and they're acting crazy. It's just typical stuff. Typical stuff. I have to see what's up with it. I'll take this damn hoodie off. Yeah, I'm gonna take this hoodie off. I mean, Nate. Shouts out to Nate. The art of trolling. Yeah, yeah. That. Shouts out to Tassi for using that. He can have that. I mean, I've known. Yeah, I have to give him that. Oh, he interviewing Cuda. He got his podcast going. He interviewing Cuda. Okay. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Tony, man. I gotta share his shit, man. Shouts to him out. I want to shout him out. They talking about that. Shouts out to him, man. But shouts out to Tony, man. Like Tony doing this thing. Y'all go support him, man. That's just wild, man. He's interviewing the god of gameism. Everybody say he's stuck with the game and all that. But he in Ladyboy Central. But hey, that's on him, man. Like, hey, it's all good over here. Salute. Salute, man. Tony's doing his thing. Salute that man, man. Y'all support him. Y'all support him. I don't get upset over that. I mean, everybody's gonna go see Cuda. He said, Cuda, cool, Cuda, cool, but y'all ain't doing your own content. We ain't worried about the rest of them. You know, I don't care about the ones in the chat. But shouts out to Tampa though. But everybody else, they gonna do their thing. You know, I know people can't stand my ass, but that's okay. I ain't coming here to be liked. That's the most important thing. I ain't coming here to be liked. That's something I've always thought. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm not a producer or anything. But basically, you know, I talk about a little bit of everything. That's just how my channel is well balanced. But when people get upset, they get on these panels and they just act crazy. You know, I ain't got time for that. You know, I'm not going to argue with people about certain things. Like it's irrelevant. You know, these dudes ain't built like that, man. In person, they're just not. Nah, I ain't gonna blast them or anything, but you know, but dudes, they ain't built like that. They just talk all that shit online to say they got something, but they ain't really about it. But shouts out to Tony though. Tony doing his thing, man. Like I like seeing that, man. That y'all gonna be successful. Yeah, no matter the age, YouTube is it's up and down, man. No matter what age, but if you're a solid dude, you can be successful. You don't have to be famous. You just be respectable. I've seen people that got millions and in between 100,000 to 400,000. They're solid. They're respectable. That means people don't care for them as much, but they're respectable. Their channels are good. Even mine's is somewhat good. I got the most views, so it's nothing. So subscribers come and go all the time. I told y'all this 2 years ago, man. Like I don't care for it as much. It just comes natural. Y'all do your thing, you know. I try and get my sinus out of the whack. But that's it, y'all. But you know, the shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to Beef and Brock, TC Killer, of course. You know, Tyrone Church and Tampa. Y'all, shouts out to y'all, man, for coming through. But you know, on a notice, but you know, yeah, I got to shut this down and get back to this quest, man. You know, I got to finish this quest line. But shouts out to Tony, man. Tony's doing his thing, and you know how that goes. You know how that goes. You know how that goes. I'm gonna listen to Devin. I'm gonna listen to Devin. I'm gonna listen to Devin. Yeah, I'm put it on Devin because you know because Devin's gonna do his thing. All right. Until next time, we'll talk about the 49th edition, and I promise y'all, I'll give y'all something. All right. In the name of the Most High Yah, Yah bless the people of Israel. Of course, people, guests that come through tonight. Most High bless it. Shalom. Until next time, and I'm out.